Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome back to another Grounded update video where today we're going to be going over some more of the things that are inside of the developer's log, going through some things that have changed since they updated 6.1, and also talking about some locations that have been updated. Now, what a lot of you guys have told me before is that the Beehive looked really stupid, so I'm here to tell you guys that they have updated that a little bit. I also want to go over the black hole that they call the black ant hole that's going to be coming here soon. I'm going to kill this gnat because he's sitting here looking at me funny. There we go. And we are going to be going over some of the stuff that's inside of the items inventory slot. That way you guys can see all of that stuff as well. So let's start off by going into bug camera mode so we can fly around a little bit here, because I want to talk to you guys about this beehive. Now, as you can see, there are bees all over this beehive now, and there's also a hole in the beehive that we can actually go inside of. Now, it is completely hollow once you're in there. There's nothing that's in there yet, but what I will say is that they definitely updated how the beehive looks. In fact, it looks so good that I'm even going to take a screenshot of that. Yeah, I like that. Anyway, I'm really happy about that. So it doesn't look as much like a Minecraft or like a Roblox beehive. It still needs some work. It still needs more texture, because it still doesn't look fully like a good working beehive, but I feel like that with just a little bit more, we should be able to get a pretty cool looking, ooh, I like you too, give me that. We should get a pretty good looking beehive. Now, what I want to do is move on right over here and talk to you guys about said black hole that is right over here. You guys can see, I think they might have actually covered it up with a rock now, but in this area right here, there used to be a black hole that you could fall down into nothing. Now, they've just went ahead and put a patch on it for right now, putting a rock over the top of it, but I do not believe that that is what that's for. I do believe that this is a placeholder for the ant hive. Let me tell you why. So if I zip over this direction, okay, it actually might be over here now. Nope, they put a rock there too. But if I zip over to this direction, okay, and we go look at where the actual anthill is in retrospect. So if we look at the way that this is, yes, this is built up a little bit more, but it is an open space just like that, like an ant would do. They would clear all the area that's around their space. So if we zip back over here again to look at this, you guys will see that this area once again is cleared out. Why else would this area be cleared out? All of this is all grass, right? It's all grassed out except for this area. Why else would that be besides for the fact we're going to be getting an anthill? Now, before any of you guys ask, there isn't anything underneath this dirt yet, and there's nothing actually over here that signifies that we're actually going to get an anthill, besides for the fact that you can actually see where the dirt was built up on the sides of this before, and now they just plopped a rock in there so nobody can fall down the anthill anymore. But I will say I did make a stream on it, and me and Edgar did jump down the big black hole of doom, and that was pretty cool, but hopefully that is where the black ants will live. Also, I'd like to say that I think they updated some of this grass over here. It's now dead over here instead of all just green, so that's cool. They're developing this area a little bit more over here. And as we fly around, you'll see that there's not a whole lot more that's updated back over here. We have an empty space right there, but that kind of makes sense. But as we fly back over here, we don't really have anything else like that other ant area that we saw. Hello, Potato Chef. But that is the only place so far that I have seen anything like that. The other thing I want to add is some of you guys were talking to me about whether or not there's going to be a waterfall in the game, and I can say that there should be, because we have this pond area here, and if we go underwater, you will see that there are literally holes in the rocks through here that would signify that we are going to be getting a waterfall sometime soon, and it would flow right out through here into this lower pond, and it might just be a trickle. It might just be a couple slots that's just a trickle, but at the end of the day, it would be really cool to see a really awesome waterfall inside of the game, especially because of where I built one of my bases. There's one of them, freaking awesome base. But my sim castle that I built up over here, with this entire castle build next to this waterfall, it would be absolutely gorgeous, and I'd love to have that happen. Although I am kind of worried that when they do that update, that I'm going to lose my castle, which if that happens, I'm prepared for it. I'm always prepared for it. for it, and if I happen to lose it, that just means I get to get my community back together and have them all help me build this castle once again. All right, well, that is all that I want to talk to you guys about locations for right now, except for that I want to point out that right over here, you guys can see it's starting to get dark outside. Right over here, inside of these grass blades right here, is where the fireflies should return back to at night. You'll see them fly in from outside of the map with their little glowy butts. Sometimes they get stuck up right over here, flapping away up here, but they should fly right back over to this area right by this water sprinkler is what that is, and they should end up right here inside of here, laying on the ground with their little shiny butts, making a ruckus so you could go over there and get your firefly parts. Okay, let's go back and let's talk a little bit more about what's actually unlocked inside of the game developer mode so you guys can see some of the stuff that's coming a little bit later. Anywho, is it? Let's go over here. We're going to go into crafting and we're going to go to the resources menu, and then I'm going to fly across the map that way, or the screen that way. Woo! Perfect. Okay, so here we are. We have lab chairs. You stole this. Yes, I know. Steel gum, still working on it. It's going to be in the game soonish, hopefully. Thorns, these are still coming in the game. These are going to come off of the roses, but you still can't get those. Dirty drop, that's just a nasty bubble of water. Shiny ant head, that's still in development. Don't worry about that right now. But as we go down, you're going to start seeing some stuff that's a little bit new. Ladybug wings, hopefully ladybugs are going to learn how to fly. Weevil parts, we were looking for these earlier, but then we ended up just getting weevil meat, so who cares? Going down over here, we're going to start seeing some new stuff as well. So as we go here, you're going to see we have leech sacks, and there should be leech meat that gets added as well from the leeches. You need this leech sack in order to make the harpoon gun. The black ant parts here, black ant head, black ant part, and black ant mandibles. A hardened sprig, so this is going to probably end up making an advanced sprig club, which would be cool, or maybe you need it for the crossbow we're going to talk about here in a minute. Coming down here, candy cornlet, that was taken out of the game because it's no longer fall, at least as far as I'm aware. You guys, if you know anything different, let me know down in the comments. Pollen puff screen removes you from enemy sight for a short duration. This is still in development. This is a whole lot of stuff. I mean, there's even parts over here behind me. Whoop. That's a invalid 1 game status effects pinch. So that's not ready in the game yet. So we're going to have to look into that. Scuba mask, not there yet. Don't worry about that. We could get that. All that stuff is all able to get. Marksman cap, but this one looks different. This is called the wizard's hat. Don't really know what this is going to do yet. It says it's exactly the same as the other one, but they're still working on it. Debug sword. That's just a weapon for them to actually go through and do debugging with. Compass. Now, a lot of you guys have talked about a compass in the past, wanting to know where you would be in retrospect to your bases and stuff like that. Know that it's in development. I've spawned one of these in before. It ends up right above where compass is, like right up here. It ends up there. It's pretty cool, but it still needs some work. The Clover Glider. You guys have talked about wanting another glider in the game. We're going to be getting one. Really excited about that. This is actually a boomerang. Here's some smoothies and stuff like that. And then finally, the Crow Crossbow, which is an actual crossbow made out of crow feathers, which I'm super excited and hoping to get that. So if I were you guys, I would go out there and start grinding out as many crow feathers as you guys can. That way, when they finally release this, you guys can make this weapon. Also, I'm assuming once they release this, we're probably going to get some kind of bolt, because I doubt that it's going to use an arrow, because crossbows don't use arrows, they use bolts. So I'm very excited to see what they actually put out in retrospect to that as well, because this could be a really cool item added too. So hopefully we're going to get that. Hopefully we get some new stuff, and I'm hoping that maybe they even give you like a bomb version, because if we go through tools over here and we look, we can make the brat burst, or the bomb, as I call it. But I think you could put this on an arrow with some spider silk. I really could see you putting it on an arrow. I really do. Especially with going through here, and you guys see we have harpoon bolts, but those aren't the actual bolts themselves. Ooh, black ant shield, black ant sword, black ant shovel. Ooh, these changed. They no longer just show the other parts anymore. They show whatever you click on before, which tells me they are super in development, and hopefully they'll be in the game very soon. But guys, that is all the time I have left for this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching it. If you guys liked it, please make sure you guys hit that like button for me, because I do appreciate it and it helps the channel more than you guys know. Subscribe today for more awesome grounded videos, because I'm constantly putting them out, and I'm officially back from paternity leave, so you guys will be seeing baby Sim and more videos, hopefully Lady Sim soon, and obviously my other son running around as well. So you guys are awesome. I'm very happy to be back, and hopefully I'll see all of you guys in the next one.